The housing market's heating up, and if you've been holding out for the perfect new home, you're not alone. Inventory is an issue in Maryland as prices continue to rise, and yet many in the industry are feeling optimistic about potential changes to the market.
I always wanted hardwood floors. The bay window was just stunning with all the natural light that comes in.
Valarie Lilly, a first-time home buyer, quickly fell in love with this Glen Burnie home.
We kind of started the home buying process back in January, and then we ended up closing on this home in February.
She and her husband made just one offer during that time, and it was accepted, changing her perception of how she thought this process might go.
My outlook, was we're not going to be able to afford this at all. There's no way.
Meanwhile, Lynn Tuzo, Valarie's realtor, has other clients that have been on the hunt for much longer.
I settled on one in January that we'd been looking for about a year and finally found one that worked. I have one that I've been working with since last summer.
While interest rates remain high compared to record lows in 2021, Lynn says buyers have come to terms with the rates. It's inventory that's lacking. Maryland home sales falling 13.9% last month. However, she expects that to swing in the other direction.
The spring and summer are always the busiest time of year in our industry. So I would say it will get more competitive, but you'll also have more to choose from, we hope. There'll be more inventory out there. If it's the right time for you to buy a home, then don't wait.
But July also marks changes to the real estate transaction process. A landmark settlement with the National Association of Realtors impacts who pays commissions and how much.
Maryland is one of only 17 states in the country that have required, by law, require buyer agency agreements, written buyer agency agreements. So we've been doing this for many years already.
Chris Hill, the president of the Maryland Association of Realtors, says the rules under the settlement already apply here. However, norms could change as sellers may no longer cover the buyer's realtor commission, typically 3% of the home sale price. By shifting this burden back onto buyers, they may be limited in what they can afford or may decide not to use a realtor, something realtors obviously advise against. But Valarie said there's value in having someone on your side with this large life expense.
She literally walked us through room to room and was like, oh, that needs repaired, or oh, I don't know about that. And it's just stuff I wouldn't even have realized was a problem or potentially a problem.
There's also the funding aspect, negotiating closing costs, seeking out programs that cover some of those expenses, and making sure you can afford to stay in the house once it's yours.
A buyer's agent is going to help that buyer know those programs, get the best rates, find the best home and the most affordable option for them.
It's still unclear how the settlement will impact compensation arrangements in Maryland come this summer, and if some sellers will start to oppose covering buyer agents' commissions. On a brighter note, Hill says the General Assembly recently passed legislation that will ease zoning restrictions on qualified housing projects in certain areas. He says this will help close the state's 150,000 unit housing shortage. Mallory Safaste, WMAR 2 News. I hope you enjoyed that Matter for Mallory. To watch more Matter for Mallory stories, click the box in the corner and be sure to tap that circle and subscribe to WMAR 2 News for quick access to great content posted every day.